Well, I hope you can hear me above the wind. It does make quite a noise through these trees. Been busy pottering about, sorting water out, collecting water. I managed to acquire some of these barrels, and the lids just screw off. They're 220 litres. They've been used for keeping olives in, and they smell like olives as well, so they've had a good wash out, but that'll help the storage situation. Just got to find a watering can that'll go in the tops. Otherwise it'll be a small bucket, but if I can get a watering can that'll just fit in, I can fill it that way. I'm making some pergolas. Got to paint them yet. I'm hoping to put some of me small squashes up those, so it'll save a bit of space, go upwards rather than acrosswards on the no dig beds. Been sifting some compost. See the debris that comes out of it, including all that for carrots and parsnips. Takes longer than you think. Some more barrels there. Water could be an issue this year. I have heard that it's going to be a dry, hot summer, but they can't predict a week, so how they can predict the summer I don't know. There's some barrels at the back, they're all full up. I've pumped them up from the sheds down there. Surprising how quick you collect water, so I've had to pump those up here to fill those up, so they can keep filling off the sheds. These two barrels here I'm going to keep comfrey tea and nettle tea in them. I'm going to hang them in bags and do it that way. I can get plenty of nettles from the hen pen in there. They like the cover, and I can keep cutting it down before it gets them little seed heads on them. It looks like I've had a visitor in the night. Rats, I would think. Digging their way in. Oh, and at the back up there, look. So I'll have to do something about that. Put a cover on me, just temporary really. That's the compost that I dug up from the other side. That's nice and dry to what it was. And I have had a look, and I can't see hardly any of those pot worms that were in it. So that's another job done. And these compost bins, I've had those 12, 13, 14 years. I've sieved compost in them, and I'm going to put some carrots in those, and then in the big one in the middle some parsnips. See if I can grow any long ones. Not tried it before, just a bit of an experiment. This is the compost I've been sieving. Surprising how much they take. I was quite surprised. These beds here, this one and this one, is where my potatoes are going to go in pots. There's the tractor taking silage back to the farm. There's 3 pots there. I've got some Jerusalem artichokes in. I could do really with being in another tub with a bit more soil, but I can't find anything that suits my situation really. Idea is you'll see them up the pass, and I can tie them into the fence, and it gives a bit of height and a bit of structure. Garlic looks well. Elephant garlic at the back. The first 2 rows of garlic are both elephant, and I did sow the larger ones at the back and the smaller ones at the front, and that's how they've grown as well. You can see that they're all elephant garlic, the 2 rows, but definitely grown to the size of the bulbs. And then there's 2 other varieties there of ordinary garlic. About 30-40 bulbs there altogether, which is enough for the wife and I. Sown some peas under there. I will show how I sow my peas in a no-dig bed. It's quite an easy method. I've only gone halfway across, and then I'll do another half to the row over there later on. Successional sowing. Put me broad beans in there, and I have done them at a wider spacing, as I said I would, to see what the difference is to the ones that I've grown here, which are definitely closer than what other YouTubers do. They look well. Got flowers on them, and that one there, sorry for the finger in the way, that one there was the first seed up, and obviously it's the biggest one. It's romped away compared to the rest, but they've been out in all the wind and what have you, and they're keeping okay. Strawberry plants, you can see the new growth coming. That's my first early ones. I let them run as self-setting there themselves. That's the second earlies. They're all runners that I took. They were a stronger plant, so that's why I took runners off them. And yep, they look well. And that's the mother plants from them. All coming on. And a late variety. I can't remember the varieties, I'm afraid. I'm terrible with names. Never forget faces and that, but I'm terrible with remembering names. But that's the late ones. So you can tell we like our strawberries. There's 4 beds there. This is where I wanted to put me seed onions, in these. Now, as you can see, I've put a pallet collar on top, and I've only got to put fleece over the top, and it's a ready-made cloche. Keep the wind off, and the worst of the bad weather with the fleece, and take the fleece off on the good days. So I'm wondering if that will work with them onion seedlings. Shallots are coming up there. They look healthy, all at different stages. One in the corner down there, got a little bit of mould on it, so I pulled it out and dug the compost out around it, and I put another one in there. It has taken root. I can't pull it out, and as you can see, the roots have pushed it over onto one side as they're growing. So hopefully that'll come okay. But they look well, and that's about all that's going on. Nothing else to report really. Still no weeds to talk about. The odd little bit of grass comes up like that, but living next to that field, you're bound to get some grass seed. The only one that I can see is a dandelion coming up there, and I'm gonna dig that out. Try and get it all out, because I expect that goes quite deep, so that's one job I have to do. But that's everything really for now. Update. I've got some work to do in what we call the square, where the brolly is, but that'll be for another video. In fact, there's a lot of work there. I'm just waiting for somebody to come back and give me a quote. Everybody says my veg pot, my garden's so neat and tidy. You haven't seen all of it. But yeah, idea is to put concrete kickboards all the way around, because that's bending and bowing. Didn't do a proper job myself, so I'll get somebody in to do a proper job for me. And then we'll have concrete kickboards all the way around. It won't have to be done again. And here I want to dig this out for a pond and a beached area here, and another pond just there, and hopefully just in front of the car and here I'm going to get a polytunnel and extend the garden into the grass area. That's the idea. That there is a walnut tree, self-setting, and we didn't want it there because just that we can see there's a slab behind, there's a drain system there in the next door's house, and didn't want the roots to get in there, so I've cut it back. I've taken the bark off, ringed it, so that shouldn't grow, but I'll keep it there because the birds will land on that and come into the pond, I hope. The nearest walnut tree to us is probably 200 yards away, and we get them coming up in the garden all year round. It's the squirrels burying them. And also we get a lot of acorns and oak trees coming up, and that there is the nearest oak tree to us. 150 yards away, 100 yards away. But they're always coming up in the garden, and we even see the jays burying them in the lawn. There was one I pulled up here the other day, I think. Yeah, on there. So, hope you're all well. Hope you haven't had too much damage with all these winds. And let's get into next week, and I think the weather's going to be a bit better. Many thanks for watching. Take care, everybody. Bye.